Should probably roll that up. All right, what's going on, guys? Back with another YouTube video. We are about to go hit back and biceps. It is exactly 3 o'clock right now, Wednesday. Got off work a little bit early. Only did 2 cases, 2 hysterectomies. So it was a pretty good day. Had a pretty good room. Can't complain. For back, what we're gonna do, original, or same warm-up routine that I'm usually doing, and then we're gonna get into heavy pull downs, heavy rows, a little bit of hypertrophy work at the end. Haven't really decided what that's going to be, and then some biceps to finish. Shouldn't be too long of a workout, and given that I got off work like 45 minutes early, I'll have a little bit of daylight left when I'm leaving here, which will be really nice. I think that's all I got. Let's go get this workout in. Peace. My hardest warm-up set of 20 for everything that I'm doing. But yeah, third and final set. We're gonna go on to rows. I'm not sure about the angle, but we're gonna see how it is. We're starting with some cable rows, some machine rows. Go pretty light for the first 2 sets, and I'm thinking for the last 4 we'll go heavy, so 4 working sets here. Yeah, it's just like I'm warming up for bench. I still want to be as fresh as I can be for my working sets when I'm doing my rows. So that's why I'm only going to 6 on these warm-up sets, not doing really too many reps. And then, once we get into the heavy sets, that's when we'll start going to failure, or at least close to failure. Holy shit. 10 people shot at the parade today. That's horrible. Moved the camera angle up a little bit. Looked like it was facing down. I think one thing that I might mess up on when I'm doing my warm-up. So I did 3 sets for the warm-up. I set a 10 for everything, set of 15. The last set of 20. And the 20 just takes me a while to do. And when I do the pull-ups and then the hanging leg raises, it's a pretty decent fatigue on the forearms, which isn't the best idea right before hitting back. Just because you want to wear out your back before your forearms give out. That's fine, we got chalk. First working set with the stack. Pretty heavy first working set. And the one thing that I'm cautious about when I'm doing these is you don't want to pull the weight halfway to your stomach and then bring your stomach the other half of the way, okay? So whenever you're pulling, you want the weight to come to you. You don't want to halfway pull it and then bring yourself to the weight. Which is hard to do, especially when you're getting fatigued. The last few reps, you just want to bring your body forward. But just, bring the weight to you instead. I think I'm going to move the camera for the last 2 sets. Possibly do some straight arm. I haven't really decided. I think the camera being further away will give you guys a better angle to see where I'm finishing the contraction. Because when I'm doing these sets, I'm not just keeping my upper body perfectly still and just pulling with my arms. So I have a little bit of a swing to it. Not really a swing, but a deep stretch. And then I'd say I'm pulling first off with the lower part of my back, and then I'm transferring it up into my back as I finish. I'm thinking one more, and then we'll probably go on to either a different machine or a different handle. I was getting pretty heavy. Didn't get the last two, so dropped it quite a bit. Now I'm going to do some strict rows. So really emphasizing the stretch. More on those than like when I was doing the heavy sets. But really rounding out your shoulders, stretching at the bottom. Pull downs, let's get it. Alright guys. One thing I want to try to explain when you're using this machine is a lot of people, especially when it starts to get heavy, they want to pull their shoulders down and finish like that. That feels awful to me. I don't even know how to do it. Hopefully that's a good enough angle though. But instead, finish with your chest up. So right here. If you're ever struggling, never finish with your shoulders tucked like that. All right, first working set for pull downs. I think I'll probably do three heavy sets and finish with the drop set.
I'm telling you, it's me. It's not, it's me.
All right, let's get it. See how the set feels. Heavy set. Didn't get as far down as I wanted to for the contraction, so we're gonna do one more, see if it feels any better. Maybe a drop set or just go a little bit lighter. All right, hopefully we can do more than a set of 6 here. But even for the strength-based portion of the workout, doing 6 reps is fine. The lowest I'll usually go is like 4. Pretty heavy set. I'm gonna drop down to a third plate.
You don't want these again?
Take them. All right, went to give a squat, so feeling pretty fresh, probably like a 4-minute break. Gonna do set of 3, 2, 1 here. Inside grip for the first one, and go outer for each. Last set wide. But honestly, one plate might be too light to do a superset. I was debating on how I wanted to finish this back workout, and I'm going to do some form of supersets. I haven't done single arm rows though on cables in quite a while, so that's what we're going to do today. Different fatigue to the muscle, different stimulus, which is always a good thing. So we're going to start with these. Probably do 2 trisets is what I'm thinking. And so we're going to start with single arm cable rows. We're going to do pullovers supersetted with some shrugs. And I don't know how good the camera angle isn't going to be great, guys. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there now. But let's get into the set. Okay, might be easier than I thought to get the camera angles. It's pretty heavy though. It's gonna be a heavy first set. I want to be able to stand here, pull my lower back, and then just have it stabilize. Like going from here to here, I'm off the ground or off the rack. First tri-set in the books, go a little bit lighter for the pullovers. And one thing that's a little bit different about these sets, I usually don't do single arm work with bilateral work, but I kind of just wanted to add the single arm cables just because I haven't done them in a while. At this point, the gym should be packed. There's just not that many people here because of the parade today. It's 4 o'clock and not busy at all. It's amazing. So if I'm doing my right lat in particular, I'm grabbing the left handle and then my left foot is up. One thing that I just noticed when I was going through the set, when I'm stretching, my palm is down, and when I'm finishing, my palm is up. I'm not saying you have to do it like that, it's just what I do. Boom. Given that I'm only doing 2 sets, probably should have done that set underhand, but it's fine. Hey guys, one of my favorite bicep workouts, single arm preacher curls. And if you feel one particular exercise more than another, like I do with single arm preachers in comparison to a lot of other bicep exercises, this is what I stick to. Just really easy for me to isolate my bicep, and I always get a great pump doing it. And I'm able to go pretty heavy. Ooh. There's multiple ways to do this. One thing in particular that I like for progressive overload is I'll use my other arm, the one that I'm not working, to grab my wrist or elbow, And that's what'll help support me on the way up when my bicep isn't strong enough to get it up, so I can get a few extra reps. And another thing, like a lot of people say that you can't really hang over this, like don't put your body all the way over it. I don't know, I kind of disagree. Like I feel like regardless of how high or how low my seat is, if I'm able to isolate my bicep and get a pump, I don't really see a problem in it. And obviously the further you stretch, like I can stretch my bicep right there and go up, or I can go all the way down, let the weight drop into my fingertips and then pull. You know, either one's fine. Just be careful stretching all the way down here and then pulling really hard. Like when I'm all the way down, I don't want to initiate all of the strength right at the bottom. I want to get the weight moving before I start pulling as hard as I can. If you start pulling as hard as you can immediately from the bottom, you're just more likely to tear your bicep, or just more likely to pull it. So if I'm down here, start pulling it, and then, I don't know, I guess you're pulling it the entire time. Just be careful when you're doing it. I'm focusing on pulling from the bottom of my bicep. So like right here is where I want to be pulling that crease for the peak. That's mainly what I'm focusing on when I'm doing this. Ooh. Alright, my arms are pretty shot from back. My biceps are pretty shot from back. I don't know how many sets I'll be doing. Whoa. I had no chance I can do another set with the 45, so put this back. All right, drop the seat down one. Probably be the last set here, and then maybe one more exercise to finish. That's it for the workout. Biceps are shot. Need to go to the grocery store, get some food, get some gas, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to sauna today. I don't know. But that's the end of the workout. I'll catch you guys. So since I didn't really do much of an intro to the video, I didn't really talk about what I did today, I figured as I'm eating my meal, I could probably come up with something to say. Just to give you guys an idea of what I'm having post-workout. White rice with some Worcestershire sauce. I probably won't have this entire chicken, but most of it. And then a glass of milk. One thing that I forgot to get at the store was A1. So usually I'm doing A1 on the white rice rather than Worcestershire. One good piece of advice that I have for you guys, not necessarily in terms of lifting or changing your physique, more about work. You don't like somebody, make them think that you like them. Especially if you have to see them every day, it just makes the interactions with that other person easier. Is it deceptive? Absolutely. There's a 70-year-old woman that's going around spreading rumors about a 24-year-old. But anyways, so you guys know that I don't really have social media, and I follow, in my life, I've followed very few people, okay? Mainly people that inspire me or that I look up to, and just like off the top of the head, Gary Vaynerchuk, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Chris Williamson has a dope podcast, Alex Hormozy. That's basically it. Don't really follow a whole lot of people, but I do listen to what they have to say oftentimes, and what Gary Vaynerchuk says is that you gotta be kind all the time, right? And I struggle with that. I'm not kind all the time. But if somebody is going around spreading hate, he says that you need to deal with it by being kind to them because they're hurting in like a deep down place or whatever. You know, I can agree with that. That doesn't mean I don't want to slap though. Just backhand them, right? Probably can't put that on there, but and see, those are the thoughts that constantly go through my head. So like I don't say a lot of the things that go through my head because they would get me in a lot of trouble. So usually I'm just pretty quiet. And that's a hunk of meat. Should I eat the entire chicken breast? I can eat quite a bit of food. I've never tried to see how much food I could eat throughout the period of a day. But if I'm sitting down for a meal and I'm hungry, I can eat like a few pounds of food. But supposedly, if you have too much protein in one sitting, you're not going to be digesting it as well, not going to get metabolized as well. So you're better off spreading the protein out rather than having like 1 or 2 big meals with protein. Do like 4 to 6. Not really sure how much I believe in all that though. You know, there's benefits both ways. Like if you're doing 5 to 6 meals, obviously you're not fasting. So are the people that are fasting doing it wrong because they're only having 1 to 2 meals, even if they're hitting their protein intake? I don't know. I feel like a lot of it's personal preference, and everybody wants to go get like so scientific on every matter. And honestly, it just annoys me. I'd say probably the only reason that I don't track my macros, there might be a few. First off, I don't want to spend the time putting it in an app. I don't want to become too obsessed about what I'm putting in my body and the exact amount at the exact time in X, Y, and Z. I feel like it would be a very easy way for me to become obsessed with it, and I think it would take away from a lot of the joy that I have in trying to build my physique. And it's kind of the same reason that I don't follow a workout program. I never have. I don't think I ever will. I just go into the gym and I do what I like doing so that way I can stay consistent with it. And it's the same thing with my food. Like, you know, I'm not always perfect with my food. I will definitely, you know, eat some junk food now and again. But the point is, like, I don't know, don't make... Food-wise, I would just say don't have 2 bad meals in a row. Like after you break it for one, then you know you're back on it. The problem that I have, and I think I've shared this on here before, is that I always crave carbs before going to bed. And I'm not always perfect about it, you know? Sometimes it'll be 10 o'clock at night and I'm just like, screw it, like let me have something. And it's always carbs. I don't know why. Never protein. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient, meaning that if you have like 1,000 grams of protein versus 1,000 grams of fats or carbs, protein is what's going to fill you up the most. But I swear to God, for some reason, if I have protein late at night, it doesn't do anything for me. And the carbs, they make me feel, I don't know, they just make me feel better. Maybe it's because I didn't have enough carbs for dinner. Maybe I should start tracking my macros. Sarcasm, fuck off. I'll show you guys my little cheat stash to end the video. Not too much in there right now. Just one of my favorite snacks of all time. Don't play with your food. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the night. I'm doing arms at some point, either tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. But later in the week, I'm going to take you guys through, sometime this weekend, I'll take you guys through a full body day. That's what I'm planning on at least. And I think full body days are pretty underrated. I love them. And not a lot of people are about them. But I think I'm going to end the video here. I'll catch you guys. Peace.